So it's New Year's Eve. You want to get ready with me? Gong hei fat choy. Prospero año nuevo. First, I need to dust off my gumbo pot. Well, not actually dust it off, but pull it from underneath the counter. And I need something with a good lid because when it's time to simmer, I need coverage. I also need to have a jam session while I cook, and today's choice is going to be Alice Smith Radio. After the pregame comes the prep. I rough cut 2 stalks of celery and half an onion. Something about onions makes me so emotional. Now my recipe calls for 1/4 cup of oil, and I like to use coconut oil because it's multi-purpose. Can't go into the new year ashy. I'm gonna combine that oil with 3 tablespoons of flour to make my roux. Sauteing those onions and that celery, and I use a quart of chicken broth, and I have a nice little groove that mixes well with the love that I put in it. This is just all my base stuff. After I add in the tomatoes, I'm gonna add in the sauteed celery. And this is going to be the soup part of the gumbo. These are all of the vegetable and liquid elements of this fantabulous Creole soup I'm making. Bay leaves for a bit of flavor. Zatarain's makes a really good crab boil. My one issue is with the packaging. It's just too big. I end up having to dump out 3/4 because I never have cheesecloth and I have to use the package that it comes in. Groove with my sea salt. I like to cover up the soup while I season the meat off camera. I did notice that one of my claws, and it wasn't that way the night before when I washed it, but one of the claws of the crab was kind of funny looking and I didn't sit right with me. I smelled it and everything. It smelled fine, but I didn't like the way it looked, so I plucked it off and I threw it in the trash. Nobody's gonna starve. And I checked out the rest of my claws. Everything was fine, just that one. I'm not really sure what was going on with that, but threw it away. All good. The rest of Sebastian made it into the soup. Everybody's fine. No harm, no foul. I liked it, so I put a lid on it. And I let it simmer for about 2 to 2.5 hours. During the last 10 minutes of the boil, I like to add the shrimp so that it's nice and firm and not soggy and mushy. I also add the gumbo filet. Cornbread muffins, and I made them with honey instead of sugar. Smells so good, I want to stick my nose in it. Well, this is what I'm doing for New Year's Eve. Be safe, and hopefully your New Year is full of fun and food.
To share a kiss or two with you, and I know